Good evening, folks. Well, afternoon. Wherever you are. Something. Coius here, obviously. It occurs to me that I have not seen a decent walkthrough for the Hangar slash AC slash mini PU, just introductory, for folks who have never fired up the game before. And I figured, why the hell can't I make one? So, let's get going, shall we? The first thing you're going to do, obviously, is go to your hangar. I don't know why no is always the default answer here, but I guess that is a Chris Roberts question. Some of the things to know that for first-timers, there are several different hangar modules that people can have and use. I prefer the industrial style one, as you can see here. You load in here on the second platform with your drunky drink bar behind you. Basic controls. I use mouse and keyboard for when I'm on the ground. Some people prefer the... yeah, some animation footbars there. Some people prefer gamepads. Not my problem. I'm just doing mouse and keyboard, basic, simple. Everybody who's played an FPS can get going. W, S, A, D. Now, Q and E are supposed to be, you know, lean around corners and things like that. I don't believe that's implemented quite yet. So we'll start by moving forward. If you're moving forward too slowly for your liking, hold shift to sprint. Quite simple. Control crouch, Z lie down, and Z get back up. Those are your basic commands that you're going to use. Space to jump as well, obviously. Walking around, you see the center ship I have here is the Cutlass Red, which is hangar only. The next command that you're going to get a lot of use out of is the use command, which by default is F. So right here you see this goofy little button. That button opens the cargo ramp. So we're going to step on in, and Cutlass Red is kind of quirky because they pretty much just took a Cutlass Black and tweaked it somewhat. There are two buttons here. One is supposed to work the dock or something. In the black it works the turret. The other one opens the door. On the other side, use button again to close the door. Up into the cockpit. Collision physics are a little wonky, but we get here F. That gets you set in your cockpit, and right now, Cutlass Red, pretty much it. Look around, and yes, I'm aware that the grips there are kind of... didn't realize I created a contortionist character. So, you're going to realize that you're pressing F, nothing's happening. Control F to get back out. In the hangar, all you can do is get in your ships, explore your ships, look around a little bit, and that's pretty much it. At least as far as the ships in the hangar module. There's supposed to be a button there. This guy here I have to use, obviously. So I'll get out the side hatch here rather than running through the ramp again. Over here we see the Constellation. There's a billion Connie walkthroughs out there. There's a billion Merlin walkthroughs, all this stuff. I just want to get people who have never played before in, up and running, run around. So you get in your ship, hit F key, and you can walk around your ships. Basic stuff. Over here you see the smaller fighters, the one-seaters, same exact principle. So we'll just hop on over to the Saber here since it's the closest, just so you can see exactly what I mean. F to use, stairs pop out, and this is an animation, and the way the devs described it, you can't speed it up or slow it down, because when you use something on a ship, you're using an object of the ship, so it's not a part of the environment that you're interacting with. Okay, again, you're in the ship, nothing you can do. I'm moving, you can't see it obviously, but I'm moving my controllers, my joystick, everything. So, we're going to get back out. Control F. So that's why when you get to the larger ships like the Constellation, the Retaliator, and you see ladders, your instinct is to hold the sprint key to go faster, slower, stop. Can't do that when you're in a ship yet. Here's another ship you're going to probably see out there, the Avenger. So just a quick walkthrough on how to get in there. The ramp on the back, it's not like the Retaliator, or I'm sorry, the Cutlass. You just go up to the back ramp, and you're going to be presented with the use key. Just go in and hit it. And that's how you get into the cockpit of an Avenger. Again, animation, can't speed it up, can't slow it down. So if you're under fire, you may want to reconsider getting in the cockpit. Or maybe not. Over here, there's some beds, same exact thing. You don't need another walkthrough for that, too. Okay, so that's the Hangar module in a nutshell. Not fantastic. This was the first thing that they released to the public that you could actually get into and meander around and actually do some stuff with, and it's really cool, but it's kind of, this is all there is. There are 2 other pieces here which I'm not going to go into because 1, they may change, 2, there's a billion other walkthroughs around them in the verse, and 3, this is just supposed to be a quick intro. But if you are curious, the other 2 elements here are the holo table here, which is where you interact with your list of ships, your list of weapons, and you can change the loadouts on your ships. And over here is the sim pod, which is in the actual game how you're going to access the arena commander. The arena commander is supposed to be a video game inside the Star Citizen universe. It's the dogfight. It's what we use it for right now is the dogfighting module, Vandal Swarm co-op, Vandal Swarm drone sim, which is just the single player, and the racing module. And I think there's also a sports ball module, something. I haven't actually done that yet. So that's what the sim pod is going to be. So when the actual game is out, you're going to use the sim pod to connect to these video games within the video game. So where I'm walking through right now is towards the front of my Hangar module, and you see goofy little diagrams on the floor. Can't go forward through there, but this side guy over here is an elevator. Now, what this elevator represents is access to the public universe, the PU, as it's called. And what you're going to do is you're going to get in the elevator, you're going to hit Use, and you're going to be presented with these 2 options here, Area 18 ArcCorp and Port Olisar Crusader. Area 15 ArcCorp is the ground-based. It's one of the cities, and it's, you walk around, there's storefronts, there's shops, not a whole lot to do other than drive the little go-kart around, run people over. It's a social interaction module. Port Olisar Crusader was the big thing. It's the mini PU, the mini persistent universe. And this is where there's a space station. This is where you can fly all of your ships with all the other people. Right now the instances are limited to 16, so it's not all the other people. A couple caveats to that. This is a 2. Ooh, there is somebody else online. Betting it's Laughing Jack. Okay, so this is actually good. So this is where you interact with everybody else in the game right now, including people that are on your contact list. So when you go into and click on ArcCorp, for example, BO5, you just see the 1 listing. So if I wanted to go to a different one, like A33, and try to launch, it won't let me do that. But if I typed in BO5, it would let me try to go into that. Why it works like that, we don't know. That's just how it is right now. We're in alpha, folks. Okay, so Port Olisar, that's the space-based station where everybody spawns right now, and that's where all the action is right now. And you see 2 options here for me, C11 and C69. You see I have a contact in C69, but it's also telling me that there are 16 of 16 people in there. So, again, that's just for shits and giggles. Let's try B22. It's not going to let me launch into a random instance. So we're going to try C69, and we can even try and type in our own. So we'll do C69, type it in that way. Why you would want to do that, I don't know. It's easier just to click. And that's the message you're most often faced with right now because the party system is crap. The only way to try and get in with your friends is to get somebody in one instance and have them ask other people to leave because you have a friend waiting to get in. You can keep clicking, clicking, clicking and hope to get lucky. And even if somebody leaves, there's probably like an 80% chance that somebody else is going to jump in before you can get in. So getting a group together in the PU is challenging at best. The most we've been able to accomplish is 3 people. Getting 2 people is not the end of the world. We've even had it happen just randomly by luck. So it is possible. The more likely thing you're going to find is just hopping into the PU in general. This is where I'm going to cut it off because there are a billion guides out there for the PU, the mini PU that's out right now, 2.1 point whatever. And you don't need another one. Once you get in, though, once you get the basics of it and just get the gist of moving around, walking around, it does get easier. This is a learning process for a lot of the players as well. I know I was completely clueless when I first started, but I had the benefit of jumping in when the Hangar module was new and the Arena Commander module was new, so we were all learning together. All the videos were fresh and new, so anybody coming in now is like, this is terrifying, there's so much stuff, and the Cloud Emporium tutorial isn't up and running yet fully. The space-based tutorial is quite good, although badly incomplete. I have not personally done it, but I know several people who have, and they highly recommend it for new pilots, so don't ignore that. That is an option for you. And I believe that is accessible by the SimPod, which I showed you, but we didn't go into because, again, a million things out there. You can get to all of these things, though, from the main menu. So you don't have to, and here's one of the things that's worded kind of weird. The menu options are Hangar, which you obviously saw, and Universe, which is where we just ended up going, and if you click that, it's going to give you those same two options again, and you see it now. I have a different one, C96, and it changed where my friend, which I assume is Laughing Jack, was assigned. So honestly, we don't think right now that these letter number combos mean anything other than Sig trying to have fun with bingo. So back, that was the Hangar module, that was the Universe Electronic Access. Now that can scare some first-timers because they're like, what, EA, like the store? No, this is Arena Commander. This is Arena Commander and the Star Marine thing, which is not up and running yet. So this is where you're going to do the co-op Vandal Swarm, this is where you're going to get to the single-player Vandal Swarm, and this is where you're going to get to your basic flight training. So that is all for me for now. Get out there, start running around, start flying around, crash into things, explore, explode, have fun, experiment. This is an alpha. Sig needs our feedback. Let's have some fun with it. Cheers, folks.